Good morning. It's 7:20. You can see the sun's getting ready to come up. Probably got another 20 minutes until sunrise on what I'm calling day 5 on the AT. I'm gonna go collect my bear bag and start packing up. Try and start moving when the sun comes up. It's quite chilly and windy. And I'll check in again later. Good morning. There's another picture of that sun coming up. It's 7:55 or so, just about. And I'm hitting the trail. But there's a magnificent view. Back where I came to the right. And hopefully where I'm heading, there's that sun coming up in that notch right now between those trees. Just absolutely beautiful. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna make my way down the trail a little bit. I'm hoping to get to just past Neels Gap today, so that means I have to go over Blood Mountain, passing the section where a bear canister is required. If I would have been able to stay out here when I first came out, I wouldn't have been a problem because the restrictions on the bear canister don't start till March. Long night as usual. Quite windy and a little chilly at times. I started getting really hot in the bag, so I actually started stripping some clothes off, and I was down to even took my socks off. My feet were warm, but then in the middle of the night, about 2:33, I started getting a little chilly in my feet, so I put the socks back on, and it was pretty good. So, problem with getting warm is once you're warm, anytime you get a little draft comes in, you feel so cold. Tried phoning home, but I wasn't able to keep the call, the signal and connection, so texting will have to do. Everything's good at home, and if it wasn't, I don't think my wife would tell me unless it was really bad. So I know everything's okay though. That's it. We're gonna keep on hiking a little bit today. Let's get over Blood Mountain and get to Neels Gap. Good morning. It's 8:45. I've been walking probably just under an hour. I've got a little over 2 miles. I got about 5 miles to go to Neels Gap. You can see it's quite windy here. So, got my wind shirt on, which is helping me. It took a while to warm up, probably about half a mile. And now I'm pretty comfortable. But the wind definitely steals your heat. No doubt about that. Most of the trail is exposed here on these ridge lines or just under them, but you got the wind whipping through here. And this is the trail right now. It's a pretty flat spot that I just came to, so I'm videoing. It's going to rise up, hopefully go along those mountains, maybe a switchback or two, or who knows, maybe we're just going up and over. Good morning. It's 10 to 10. Got about 4 miles. Here's more of these things. There's been some ice in some of the places on the trail, so definitely freezing temperatures. Really would love to know what these are called. I keep thinking of them as like ice feathers or something. Sounds nice, right? Climbing up toward Blood Mountain. Still climbing up this mountain or whatever, but nice view. It's a little blocked, but you can see the mountains in the distance. Quite beautiful, and it's clear today. So it's 10 o'clock, I've done a little over 4 miles, and I'm actually, right behind me, you can see the Blood Mountain shelter. I didn't even know I was on Blood Mountain until I came around the corner and saw the shelter. And it's a beautiful day. I'm gonna turn you around. I'm not gonna climb up on the big rock. I don't wanna chance my knee, but spoke to some guys. You can see them standing over the roof over there. There's a big rock. Last time I was here, I hiked with my son, and it was just sucked in. We couldn't see anything. It was just fog. So nice to see the views. I'm gonna keep moving though. You know, I'm a lazy hiker, so I'm gonna keep going. Trying to make my miles, get them done for the day, and then figure out what I'm gonna do. This part I remember, the rocks and scrambling over them. You just gotta follow the white blazes are sometimes painted on the rock because there's no trees up here. So you gotta follow the white blazes, if you can find them. Outstanding. Try not to whip you around too fast, get you sick. But this is the view up here, Blood Mountain. Okay, I'm just past the shelter a little bit, maybe like 100 yards or so. And this is what you can see from here. You can see it's a couple of openings. It's rock cropping. And you can see in the distance for a while. And it's a beautiful day today. It's clear, and surprisingly, once I got on this side, it's not windy. Of course, now the wind will probably whip up to prove I'm not telling the truth, but so far it's been relatively mild up here compared to the other side of the mountain when I was coming up. So yeah, Blood Mountain, Neels Gap. I think it's 2 miles down to Neels Gap or something like that. So making miles. I had no idea I was on Blood Mountain even. Really weird. I just came around rock cropping, a rock formation, and I saw the shelter and I could hear people. And I was like, wow, I'm here. Spoke to a hiker that stayed up here last night. Said it was really cold and windy, but the view was beautiful. The sky was magnificent. Still on my way down from Blood Mountain to Neels Gap, and it rained a couple of days ago, but there's still a lot of water on the trail in certain low places, and now that it's facing the sun and warming up, you can see there's ice here, but a lot of it is melting. Good morning. So I'm still coming down off of Blood Mountain, which is behind me. You can see it there. Met a lot of hikers going up this way. No one passing me coming down. Most of them are going southbound or doing day hikes. Where the trail meets the Byron Reese Trail, which means I'm 1 mile from Neels Gap. So trail's been a little more muddy now that we're getting lower. This is what I'm looking at now. Just came off a rocky part and muddy, and now it's a little flat. So my knee's been twinging a little bit, the left knee, so not happy about that, but it's to be expected kind of with a lot of it down. The only bad thing about also switching to my trail runners is my feet, my toes keep banging in. So on my right foot, the toes are kind of mashed up on all the down, and hit a root or a rock a couple of times. It's 11:20 or so. Making my way down into Neels Gap. You can hear the traffic. I just got my first glimpse of the road, so still got a little bit to go, but I'll be there very shortly. There it is, my first glimpse of Neels Gap. So, leaving Neels Gap, decided to push on. I think I'm gonna target the campsite 4 miles away. It's a little over 4 miles. It's only noon, so I should be able to make it. as we pass through the only place on the AT that the AT actually itself goes through a man-made structure. So it's 1:15. I'm coming down from my big climb after Blood Mountain and then Neels Gap, and it looks like I have just over 2 miles to go to reach that campsite. Just came upon this campsite here, this overlook. This would be a beautiful campsite. I almost wish I was stopping here, but I'm gonna push on to the campsite. I could stop here, but I'm gonna push on to that campsite. There is water there, and that'll allow me to use up what I have and resupply. Okay, it's 2:30. I arrived at the campsite. There's no one there. There's numerous spots, so I'm walking down this Blue Blaze Trail to try and find the water. It's supposed to be 0.2. Unfortunately, it's downhill, which means I'll have to walk uphill. I'm gonna try and fill my bottles and then probably fill my bladder and carry it back. So I have all the water I need today until tomorrow. So this is the water source. It's good enough to get water out of, so I'll make it work. Let's get down to business. Good morning. Well, it's afternoon actually. It's 3 o'clock now. I'm set up. Got my tent. I got my water hanging by the tree there. Wait, there it is. I got about a liter, maybe a liter and a half. But I have full 2 water bottles. So I'll use this tonight to cook and drink. And then hopefully my bottles will be topped off tonight. I won't even touch them. But if I need to, I can top them off tomorrow. I may leave this out, but I can't leave the water hanging with the filter if it's going to be cold, so I'll have to take it out and pour it out, but it's good for now. I must remember tomorrow to take out my brimmed hat, my boonie hat, so I don't get a sunburn. Or I wore my buff little part of the day, a little beanie, so, but I see a lot of hikers sunburnt because they don't have any protection. You know, they think it's they don't need it because it's winter, it's cold, but there's no trees with leaves blocking the sun pretty much, so they're getting sunburnt. So I made it to mile 35, I think it's 0.6. It's Baggs Creek Gap, and have this beautiful campsite, which I'm happy to find. Had enough. I walked about 11 miles, and I'm gonna take it easy now. So I'm making some tomato soup right here. Got the stove going right there. Got my bear bag hung up. I was going to record it, but I realized I was charging my phone. I really wish I did, because I threw it up, and on the first try, I managed to get the branch. So pretty good for me. Doesn't always work out that way. It usually doesn't. It's usually several times. Sometimes quite comical. Yeah, Joe Grant. It's like you need a couple of people with popcorn to watch. Sorry, I'm going to try and block the sun with my body. I'm going to make creamy mac and cheese tonight because it is the heaviest meal that I'm carrying. So yesterday was buffalo style chicken mac and cheese, which was very good and I would buy again. It was a little soupy at the end, but I drank all of it and I need the fluids, so it's okay. I'm a little upset with myself. I forgot to empty out my trash that was in my backpack when I was at Neels Gap. So unfortunately, I'm carrying yesterday's dinner and some garbage as well, but it's not that much. It's 4:35. I decided to start making dinner. So I'm making the creamy macaroni and cheese. Got the water already going. So I think this would be a buy again. Definitely some creamy mac and cheese. Sounds really good. Good day. Finished another day on the AD. Tomorrow we're going to get up and do it again. Hopefully we can get some miles done tomorrow as well. So good spirits, feeling good. Looking forward to hiking. Met a lot of hikers today, off and on, you know, and a lot of them seem to be keeping the mileage down, or a lot of them are platinum blazing, as we would say, slack packing a lot. Okay, it's 5:30. I have eaten dinner. Bear bag is hung. Brushed my teeth. All my trash is in there. I'm walking back to my tent now. And I think I'm done for the day.